dill pickles, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I'm Cute Sims, and today I am making a highly requested video, okay? I am constantly getting asked about what mods I play with and who are my favorite mod creators, if I have a posted mod list somewhere, etc, and my usual response is that I have too many mods to list off the top of my head. But today I am making a dedicated video going over almost all of the mods I have in my game. Okay, I know I said all the mods in the title, don't jump me. The recordings were already very long, and so I cut out a few mods from my folder for the sake of this video, but it really is majority of the mods I use. And honestly, my timing is kind of terrible because I know majority of these mods are probably going to be affected by the new pack that's set to release, but hopefully by the time that y'all are watching this, most of them will have been updated, and if not, just be patient. And so yeah, before we get into the video, since we are going to be looking at so many mods, I just want to let y'all know that this is going to be a very fast-paced video, okay? I'm not giving in-depth explanations or explaining how to install any of these mods. I'm literally just going to be showcasing them, and then we're going to keep it pushing, okay? Some of them I will show y'all in-game, and some of them I will show y'all on the mod websites. So with that being said, make sure you are thoroughly reading the mod creator's instructions when installing any of these mods, and also downloading any extra required files that might be necessary. So without further ado, we're gonna get into the video. And so the first two mods, I couldn't think of a category for them, so I'll just call them startup mods. But first mod, or number one, is the Minimalist Main Menu mod by the Pancake One, which overrides the game main menu screen, getting rid of all the ads and stuff. That just makes it look more minimalistic. I have this in my game because it makes it feel more like a game and less like an advertisement board. Next we have number two, which is my current loading screen by Donovan Games, and it is the Isaiah 78th loading screen. So next we're going to move on and talk about my CreateASim/default mods. So number three is a mod that I have that shows up as soon as you get into CreateASim, and it is Skip Cast Stories mod by Mizorayuki, which is a mod that skips the cast stories prompt thing because I find it annoying personally. Number four is my current cast background, which is Dumb Baby's recolor of Vixated's mirror cast background in the color soft pink. Number five is the Standstill and Cast mod by Mizorayuki and Shook Sims, which just makes the sim stand in place and create a sim instead of moving. Number six is my More Traits in Cast mod by the Pancake One, which allows you to give your sims more than the default amount of traits and create a sim. Number seven is the More Cast Columns mod by Weirbesu, and I have the 5 columns version, which helps me to be able to view more custom content and create a sim at a time versus the default 2 columns. Number 8 is the No CC icon mod by XOSDR, which gets rid of the little icon that pops up next to CC items and applies this for both create a sim and build by mode. Number 9 is the Tidy Cast Organizers in the color pink by Yoru, which adds dividers in CreateASim so that you can know when one category ends and another begins to more effectively layer skin details. Number 10 is the Cast Tuning mod by Northern Siberia Winds, which adds this new pose position for sims when giving them nails for better visibility. It also stops them from turning when giving them tattoos. Number 11 is the Styled Looks Hider by Mizorayuki, which hides all the game's default styled looks and casts, minus the most recent one that came with Home Chef Hustle. This goes hand in hand with mod number 12, which is the Fresh Start Styled Look by Selena, which is a styled look I like to use as a fresh base to immediately get all clothes and CC off of a sim without having to do it manually. Number 13 is the No Makeup and No Accessories on Random Sims mod by Simply and Judah. It stops sims from spawning with random makeup and accessories. Number 14 is the Unlimited Likes and Dislikes mod by Zerbu, which is useful on its own, but I also use it in conjunction with the following mods. Number 15, which is the Preferences Plus mod by Helene, which adds a bunch of different preferences for your sims to have. 16, which is the Sim Qualities mod by Shingo, adding a new category of preferences to make your sims like or dislike. And 17, the Sim Characteristics Overhaul by Shingo, which overrides the existing characteristics we got with growing together as well as adding a few new ones. The final mod in this category is number 18, which is my yearbook gallery pose overrides by Yoon Sims, which gives the Sims new default poses to be in when saving them to the library or gallery. And so we're going to move on to the next category of mods, which is the UI and cheats category. And starting off with mod number 19, we have the Pink UI mod by Dsketch, which changes most of my in-game UI to be the color pink. Number 20 is my Peach Plum Bob replacement by Moru, which replaces the default Plum Bob to be this cute little peach. It's discolored right now because of my Sims mood, but normally it would look like a peach. And I have a tutorial on how to download this available in my recent YouTube shorts. Number 21, we have MC Command Center, which is a must-have mod for being able to cheat sim relationships, change world settings, cheat money and sim points, and just so much more. Number 22 is UI Cheats by Weirbasu, which allows you to cheat your Sims needs, change the weather, time of day, etc., all with just a few clicks. Number 23 is the UI Mood Replacements by Envy Games, which changes how the Sims look in their panels, making their expressions less dramatic in my opinion. Number 24 is the Interactions Queue Extended mod by TurboDriver, which allows you to queue up more interactions for your Sims. We also have number 25 by TurboDriver, which is the Simulation Timeline Unclogger, which attempts to fix Sims who randomly freeze while doing interactions in-game. 26 is the Less Intrusive Sims mod, which makes it so that your Sims are less likely to be interrupted by others when having conversations and doing certain interactions. And number 27 by the Pancake One, which is the Remove Sims from Conversation mod, which allows you to remove any Sim from a conversation by right-clicking their face in their panel. Moving on, we're going to get into game fixing mods, and we have number 28, which is the Steady Sit mod by Amels, which allows you to force your Sims to sit in a seat and not get up until you direct them to. Number 29 is the Don't Wash Dishes Where You Poop mod by Scumbumbo, which is currently obsolete, but it used to allow us to direct Sims away from certain sinks and only wash their hands, not dishes there. Number 30 is the Invite Any Guest mod by Weirbasu, which allows you to invite anyone to a planned social event without your Sim knowing them personally. And we have number 31, which is Increase Stay Over Household Limit by Rhea Keebs, which allows more Sims to stay over with the brand new Growing Together feature. Next, we're going to get into override and replacement mods. And so for number 32, we have the iPhone 12 override by Nuri Batzel, which overrides the appearance of the phones. 33 is the iPhone wallpaper override by Coco Games, which overrides the default phone backgrounds with these much cuter ones. Number 34 is also by Coco Games, and it's her app icon overrides, which overrides the app icons in the phone, adding YouTube, Amazon, etc., etc. Number 35 is the Immersive Social Bunny mod by Plumlace, which overrides the original Social Bunny socials, replacing the updates your Sims can post and receive. Number 36 is the Paired Selfie Overrides by Dear Kim, which overrides the poses your Sims can pose for when taking selfies. I also use their Couple Override, which helps override the poses they will be in when taking pictures with another Sim. Number 37 is the Black TV Replacements by Alexis Ariel, which overrides TV channels in the game, adding real ones. Number 38 is Movie Overrides by Midnight Hearts, which overrides the Movie Hangout pack movies we received and allows you to replace them with custom ones like Mean Girls, Friday, Twilight, and more. Number 39 is the Computer Game Overrides by Ebonics, which overrides the computer games with more realistic ones like Apex, IMVU, and Valorant. Number 40 is the PS2 Games and Controller Override by Bikini Sims, which overrides the game console and controller we got with City Living to add OG PS2 games to The Sims. Number 41 is the Black Art Painting Overrides by Slimmest Sims, which replaces the in-game paintings with custom black art ones. There's also a version to replace the tablet paintings. Number 42 is the Squishmallow Overrides by Bella Sims, which replaces the My Sims collection in-game with Squishmallows you can collect. The next override is number 43, and it's by Cries29, and it's the No Music Notes mod, which removes the visual of music notes when playing music in-game. Another similar mod is number 44 by Lothariho, which is the No Lot Trait VFX, which removes other lot trait visuals from floating on top of the Sims in-game. Next, we're going to move on and cover some quality of life mods. And so, for number 45, we have First Impressions by Lumpino, which allows your Sims to establish how they feel about Sims after initial introductions. Number 46 is also by Lumpino, and it's the Talents and Weaknesses mod, which allows your newly created Sims to either be naturally gifted at certain skills or naturally terrible at them. Number 47 is the Milestones Expanded mod, also by Lumpino, which adds a bunch of new milestones in-game, including some cross-pack compatible ones. Number 48 is In-Depth Emotions by Shingu, which overrides simple emotions like happy and sad to be more detailed, like ecstatic or sorrowful. Number 49 is also by Shingu, and it's the Zodiac Signs mod, which adds the Western zodiacs in-game, as well as adding compatibility between different signs. Number 50 is the Errant Thoughts mod by Deep Indigo, which allows little pop-ups to appear in-game, guiding your Sims towards life decisions such as moving or having children. Number 51 is Age Up Preferences by Shingu, which allows Sims you age up in-game to develop preferences and make them feel more established. Number 52 is the Automatic Characteristic Preferences mod by Deep Indigo, which essentially does the same thing by allowing Sims to automatically have character preferences upon aging up. By Lothariho again, we have number 53, which is Automatic Preferences, which removes your choice of being able to decide whether or not Sims like or dislike certain activities and allows your Sims to decide completely on their own. Number 54 is Ageless Birthdays by Lemon Meringue, which allows you to have birthday parties for your Sims without having them age up to the next life stage, which I feel allows me to play my game at my own pace. Number 55 is Rambunctious Religions by Lumpino, which adds fun little religions to the game that your Sims can choose to be a part of. Number 56 is SimNation Travel by Deep Indigo, which overrides the travel system in The Sims, adding licenses, bus passes, and passports all required before traveling with your Sims. Number 57 is Live-In Services by Little Miss Sam, which allows you to hire live-in services like maids and nannies that will live with your Sims permanently. Number 58 is SMB Bank and Bills by Simrelis, which are a set of duo mods which expand on the base game bill system, allowing you to pay to turn on specific utilities, as well as adding a complete banking system with credit cards, direct deposit, and joint bank accounts. Number 59 is also by Simrelis, and it's the Real Estate mod, which overrides the moving and property system in The Sims, allowing you to own multiple properties, manage rent, and complete negotiation battles, which you can actually end up losing. Number 60 is Beauty and Fashion by Kawaii Stacy, which I believe is built off the Slice of Life mod, and it adds beauty systems like face masks, shopping for clothes, and etc. to the game. Number 61 is by Deep Indigo, and it's the Cosmetic Enhancements mod, which introduces a realistic way for Sims to get procedures done to change their physical appearances. Number 62 is also by Deep Indigo, and it's the Healthcare Redix mod, which adds a new healthcare system to the game, along with medications and a variety of doctors for your Sims, age infant and older, to visit. Number 63 is again by Deep Indigo, and it is the Dental Care mod, which adds dental services and dental checkups to the game, along with oral hygiene products. Number 64 is Golden Years Care by Casty Simmer, which is an event that allows you to play as a caretaker in your game with brand new interactions and objectives centered towards elders. Number 65 is Mortem by Simrelis, which overrides the death process in The Sims, getting rid of the Grim Reaper and instead adding a medical examiner, as well as the execution of burials and funerals. And finally, in this category, we have number 66, which is Simulated Endings by Deep Indigo, and it adds realistic grief responses, as well as life insurance and beneficiaries. And so now we're going to move on to interactions, socialization, and animations. And we have mod 67, which is the Greetings mod by NC4T, which adds simple ways to greet Sims. Number 68 is Turn on TV by Mizorayuki, which finally gives us the option to simply turn on the TV without watching it. 69 is by Kudo, and it's the Random Text and Calls, which adds new phone conversations for your Sims to experience. 70 is the Phone Call Overhaul or Delayed Invitations by Lothariho, which allows Sims to choose to respond to invitations later instead of immediately having to drop whatever they're doing to agree. Number 71 is Socialization Shortcuts by Deep Indigo, which adds a phone and computer interaction to help making friends a little bit easier. Number 72 is Sociable Sims by Plumlace, which adds a bunch of new social interactions to experience, plus custom buffs and responses. Number 73 is by the Pancake One and its Interactions from the Past, which brings back a bunch of Sims 3 interactions, such as dancing on counters. 74 is Self-Care by QMBB, which adds functional skincare that can be used by your Sims after showering to give positive buffs. 75 is Silly, but its Sims can wipe by Ozzy, which adds wiping. 76 is another pee override by Klaus, which makes your male Sim stand when peeing. Number 77 is Power Nap by Little Miss Sam, which adds a power nap option for faster energy gain. And number 78 is a nap replacement animation by Beverly Owlet Sims. Number 79 is a faint animation pose replacement by NV Games. And number 80 is Steven Studios Dance Overrides 2.0. And so now we're going to be moving on to family, relationship, and pregnancy mods. And first up, we have number 81 by A Deep Indigo, which is the Family Connections mod, giving the Sims the ability to assign relationships like great-grandparents and in-laws, which we cannot currently do in CAS. Number 82 is Custom Relationship Bits by Maplebell, which adds a bunch of custom relationships that you can assign for storytelling purposes. Number 83 is Family Therapy by A Deep Indigo, which allows you to send your Sims to a rabbit hole therapy session to work out any problems. Number 84 is by Little Miss Sam, and it's the Spend Weekend With mod, which lets you send Sims away with friends and family until you call them through the phone to come home and return. 85 is the Relationship and Pregnancy Overhaul by Lumpino, which adds in things like paternity tests, temporary separations, an in-game dating app, and so much more. 86 is by Panda Sama, and it's the Realistic Childbirth mod, which adds realistic births like C-sections and home deliveries, but also adds active checkups and ultrasounds. And finally, we have number 87, which is the Science Baby Tweak by Lumpino, which gives your Sims the options to either become pregnant or have an instant baby through the Science Baby option. On to another similar category, we have Infant, Child, and Teen mods. And so number 88 is the Invisible Baby Rug Override by Built By mode, which I have because I don't like the rug that came with infants. Number 89 is the Check Infant Tweak by A Deep Indigo, which stops the Sims from obsessing over the infants. Number 90 is by QMBB, and it's the Baby Care Overhaul, which requires you to buy baby care items like formula and diapers in order to care for infants and toddlers. 91 is Coco Games Baby Bottle Override. Number 2 is Infant, Toddler, Youth, and Family Activities by A Deep Indigo, which adds a bunch of new rabbit holes for your families to explore. 93 is the Allowance mod by Little Miss Sam and Scarlet, which allows your child and teen Sims to begin to receive weekly allowances from their household funds. And 94 is the Summer Camp mod by Casty Simmer, which adds an active summer camp event for your Sims to go to for 3 in-game days. Number 95 is Dynamic Teen Life by A Deep Indigo, which adds more after-school activities, tryouts, social groups, and more for teens. And finally, 96 is Shop for Prom by A Deep Indigo, which allows Sims to actually click and purchase prom outfits from the racks that came with high school years. Next up is school-related mods, and we have 97, which is the Education Overhaul by A Deep Indigo, which adds summer breaks, a school application process, virtual schooling, boarding school, and much more. Number 98 is More Classmates by Auramidius, which allows you to pick your high school classmates and faculty members. Number 99 is School Holidays by Little Miss Sam, which adds a random chance of Sims receiving between 1 to 5 days off of school. Number 100 is by Maplebell, and it's the Senior Trips mod, which is great for storytelling senior trips for your teen Sims. 101 is also by Maplebell, and it's the Music Lessons mod, which lets you sign up Sims to learn music skills. 102 is the University Application Overhaul mod by A Deep Indigo, and it overrides the entire college registration process. 103 is by Alexis Ariel, and it's the HBCU text edits, which renames the universities after Howard University and Clark Atlanta. 104 is Run Faster to University by Little Miss Sam. And finally, 105 is the University Food and Cart Replacements by Alexis Ariel, which overrides the original food stalls. Next, we're going to be moving on to cooking mods, and for 106, we have the Realistic Cookbook by Slomic and Savrinka, which adds shopping items for things like alcohol. It also adds a variety of new recipes. 107 is Granny's Cookbook by Little Bobub, which adds additional recipes to the game, I have a recolor at the moment, but this is still the original mod. 108 is 3-in-1, but it's all by QBB, and it's the kitchen tablet, stirring the pot cookbook, and the struggle pot, which all add unique and realistic recipes for your Sims to prepare. 109 is 2 mods by Insomnia, and it's the custom registers and recipes. The register I usually place in stores to order realistic ingredients to prepare meals, and the recipes can be prepared, which are visually appealing and also super realistic. 110 is by Utopia Sims, and it's for foods that come with the base game in packs. It's the food texture override mod, which makes the foods look much better in my opinion. 111 is Choose Leftovers by Little Miss Sam, which lets you manually select which foods your Sims grab from the fridge. 112 is Dine Out Reloaded by Carl Games, which completely reworks the dining systems that came with Dine Out. And 113 is Faster Restaurant Cooking by Little Miss Sam, which lets meals be cooked and delivered to you faster in restaurants. Moving on, we have romance mods. And so for 114, we have More Kisses by Maple Belt, which adds brand new kisses to the game and also makes me feel like I'm interrupting something. 115 is Kiss and Grind by Utopia, which adds more romantic interaction to your Sims, such as making out and slow dancing. 116 is an interaction again by Klaus, and it is the carry up and kiss animation, which again makes me feel like I'm interrupting something. 117 is Precious Gifts by Utopia, which allows you to have your Sims buy romantic gifts for your Sims with custom animations and buffs. 118 is the Bed Cuddle mod by the Pancake One, which lets your couple's Sims cuddle while sleeping. 119 is also by the Pancake One, and it's the Cute Romance mod, adding new interactions like slow dancing and dip kissing. 120 is by Lumpino, and it's the Open Love Life, which allows your Sims to decide whether or not they're interested in exclusive or open relationships. 121 is also by them, and it's the No Strings Attached mod, which lets your Sims have casual woohoo partners. And finally, 122 is by Deep Indigo, and it's the Custom Nuptials mod, which overrides the entire wedding system, allowing Sims to purchase rings and properly wedding prep. Next up, I have a few career mods, and so for 123, I have Unlimited Jobs by Turbo Driver, which allows your Sims to have more than one career. 124 is a bit broader, but it's any of Kiara Sims' custom careers. I have most of them, but some of them include nail technician, model, news anchor, etc, etc. 125 is a Deep Indigo's entertainer career overhaul, which completely overhauls that career, adding new requirements and tasks. 126 is also by a Deep Indigo, which is a super similar mod, and it's the writer career overhaul, which of course overhauls the writing career. 127 is again by a Deep Indigo, and it's the freelance chef mod, which adds the ability to prepare meals at home and deliver them to clients for money. 128 is the personal chef mod by Casty Simmer, which allows Sims to be hired as personal chefs for clients. 129 is by Maple Bell, and it is the actor overhaul, which adds features like acting school as well as overriding the current acting career that came with Get Famous and adds separate gigs. 130 is Babysitting Gigs by A Deep Indigo, which allows teens and university students to make a little bit of extra cash by babysitting. 131 is Turbo Careers by Zerbu, which converts some base game careers such as business to be active careers that you can travel with your Sims to, just like the Get to Work careers. 132 is Payments on Fridays by Little Miss Sam, which adds some realism to the game by allowing Sims to only receive their payments on Fridays. 133 and 134 are both by Little Miss Sam. They are the More Viable Venues lot, which allows you to own and run businesses, and the Live in Businesses mod, which allows you to run businesses from your home. 135 is by NC4T, and it's the begging mod for your Sims who prefer to make a little bit of money that way. And finally, 136 is SimCare by Plum Lace, which adds SNAP benefits, disability, unemployment, and more. Moving on, I have a few little season related mods, and so starting with 137, I have the More Icons mod by Zerbu, which adds more icons to select for the calendar holidays as well as the Get to Work club systems. 138 is by Mizorayuki, and it's the Wear More Costumes mod, which adds some cross-pack compatibility between the tradition of dressing up for Spooky Day in Seasons and the Spooky Stuff pack. Finally, 139 is Better Presents by QMBB, which overrides the gifts your Sims can receive as part of the holiday tradition, adding much better ones in my opinion. Next up, we have a violence and villainy category, and 140 on the list is Be a Burglar by NC4T, which allows you to burglarize houses and adds a new burglary skill to the game. 141 is the No Impact Mean Interactions by Maplebell, which allows you to storytell mean interactions without actually negatively affecting sim relationships. 142 is the Brawling mod by Utopia, which adds brand new violent interactions to commit in-game. And finally, 143 is Delinquent Teens by Deep Indigo, which adds consequences to teen sims' negative actions like swiping objects and can end up making them have to go to court and fight cases. Moving on to events, venue, and activity mods, we have 144, which is Venue Fees and Memberships by Deep Indigo, which adds the ideas of fees to enter lots to make the game a bit more realistic. 145 is also by A Deep Indigo, and it's the Simulation is Not Free mod, which adds costs to certain activities such as giving birth, traveling to rabbit holes, etc. 146 is the Flea Market Every Sunday mod by Little Miss Sam, which I have just because I like the consistency it adds in my game. 147 is Retail Reloaded by Carl, and it revamps the way retail lots work in the game by fixing little bugs, adding more store options, and letting customers be rung up at the registers. 148 is the Expanded Community Lots by Zerbu, which is a mod that currently expands on the gyms by adding memberships and making it so that memberships are required before using any gym amenities. 149 is a little less venue related, but it's Express Delivery by QMBB, which adds a shopping experience for your Sims to allow them to order things and get them delivered to your Sims' houses. 150 is, again, Any Custom Event mod by Kiara Sims. She has multiples such as bachelorette parties, first day of school events, family reunions, and so much more. 151 is the Sip and Paint event by Casti Simmer. And 152 is the Dress Code Lot trait, which allows you to require Sims to wear a certain outfit when on a current lot. We're nearing the end with our next category. We have world-related overrides, which 153 is the Home Regions mod by Kudo, which stops Sims who live in certain worlds from walking around in different ones. Example being, the land grabs will no longer casually be walking around in Sulani. 154 is Spawn Refresh, which adds a multifunction lot aspect by spawning in Sims according to items on the lots. For example, if you have a food stall placed at a gym, you will have gym trainers spawn as well as a worker for that food stall. 155 is World Sort by Zerbu, which reorganizes how the worlds appear in Managed Worlds to be a bit more cohesive. 156 is All Worlds Are Residential by Zerbu, which allows Sims to live in the vacation worlds, Granite Falls and Salvadorado. And finally, 157 is Map Replacements by 20th Century Plumbobs. Next category we have is Build By related mods, and the first mod in here is 158. It's the Tool mod by Teamexy, which allows you to get way more detailed as a builder with rotating items and scaling items, as well as adding the ability to move objects off lot. 159 is also by Teamexy, and it's the Better Build By mod, which helps to sort through the build by filters by adding a few more categories like hide maxes, show debug items, and much more. And finally, 160 is Sentimental Lot Traits by Shingu, which gives you more lot traits that affect the Sims when on certain lots, such as cozy, clean, convenient, etc. Our final category is the 18+ mods, and so the first mod, of course, had to be Wicked Whims, which if you know, you know. I cannot explain this one too much on YouTube. 162 is Base Metal Drugs, which adds illegal substances to the Sims. 163 is also by Base Mental, and it is Base Mental Gambling, which adds the ability to make functional casinos and gamble in-game. 164 is the Bouncing Biddies mod by Tonic Mole, which a lot of you guys asked me about, but it adds sim physics, so there you go. 165 is the Only Sims mod by Maya Games, which of course allows your Sims to start up their own Only Sims careers. And so, first of all, if you made it through this entire video, good on you, because that was a whole lot of mods. But yes, that was our last mod. I hope out of all of the mods that I listed, you guys found at least one new one to download, maybe two. And let me know if there were any mods that you guys had never heard of, because I'm genuinely curious. But yeah, that is going to be it for me. That is the end of this video. So make sure you guys like the video if you enjoyed it. Make sure you comment and subscribe if you're not already. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.